Once we've done our slurs and our sirens on our mouthpiece, we're ready to put the whole trumpet together. So, if you have your case next to you, open it up. Remember the logo faces upwards, and grab the rest of your trumpet. Assembly of the trumpet is super, super easy. You're going to take your trumpet, keep it somewhere safe in your lap or on your knee, holding onto it nice and tight. And all we're going to do is we're going to take that mouthpiece, we're going to lightly place it into our lead pipe, just like that. And we are going to give it a 2-finger twist this fast. All you have to do. You don't have to crank on it. You don't have to pound on it. Watch me do it one more time. 2 fingers right in our lead pipe. And I just like to say the word, That's how long that twist should take. It's just one little, all right? Once you've got that mouthpiece in your lead pipe and you've given it the little, twist, check it out, all right? All we have to do is notice my mouthpiece is not going to fall out, but when we want to get rid of it, it's a quick, easy twist and out. It'll never get stuck, okay? Mouthpieces get stuck all the time because kids crank on them or they pound on them, and then we have to help you get them out. It's bad for your trumpet, so don't do that. Always give it the 2-finger twist, okay? Once you've got your trumpet together, holding it is super, super easy. So I'm going to spin around a little bit here so you can see me from your angle. The first thing I want you to do is take your left hand, that's the one over here, okay? Take your left hand, and I want you to make a C with it, like you're holding a telescope. Then I want you to tilt it down so it looks like you're holding a mug, all right? And you're going to take that C, and you're going to hook it into your trumpet just like this. Watch. You might have a thumb rest here. You might have a ring here. What you're going to do is you're going to take your C, and this ring is going to go right on your ring finger. That makes a lot of sense. And your pointer and your middle fingers are going to go straight through this gap. Your thumb sits in the saddle, or your thumb just sits right on top of this slide here. So check it out. Here's my cup, my C. Ring goes in the ring finger. Pointer and middle finger go through the gap. Thumb sits on the saddle. And then my pinky's just going to kind of hang out there with the rest of them. So your left hand should look just like mine right now. Notice that I'm not keeping my hand really flat against my trumpet. I'm keeping it kind of round. You can see I have some gap in here. Pretend like you have a little egg or something jammed up in there. We want to keep our hand nice and loose. No trumpet grips of death. We talked about that earlier. Don't squeeze. We want to stay nice and relaxed, okay? Once you've got the trumpet in your hand like that, remember it's just a C and in. All we need to do is hold our trumpet like this, make a telescope C with our right hand, and there's really only 2 spots we have to worry about. Where our thumb goes, where our pinky goes, and everything else will fall into place. Nice round C. Thumb is going to go in between the first and second valves, not up in here, in between the slot, first and second valves. Thumb goes in, and the pinky is going to sit right on top of the saddle. This is a pinky saddle, not a pinky ring, okay? Pinky saddle, just like on a horse, sit right on top of it. And then you'll notice if I make my C, my other 3 fingers fall right on those valves, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3. Check that out one more time. Make a C, thumb in the slot, not here, right in that slot, pinky in the saddle, 1, 2, 3. Now we've got our trumpet all ready to go, okay? Once we've got our trumpet up, we're ready to start playing. So if you've learned how to hold it and you've done the buzz, we're ready to move on. We're going to start today with a note on the trumpet that's called an E. Now, trumpet is part of the treble clef family, and the first note on a trumpet is called an E right here. You've probably been learning how to name notes in your classes, so that's an E. Every good boy does fine. Every grizzly bear deserves fish. That's my favorite saying for the lines. Every grizzly bear deserves fish. The first line is an E. And on the trumpet, an E is going to be first and second valve. We call it 1 and 2. So if you ever see that in your book, that's what it means. We label our valves by the fingers. First valve, second valve, third valve. Closest to the mouthpiece is 1, 2. That's an E right there. So when I play my E, I'm going to push both those valves all the way down. I'm going to hold my trumpet sitting at the front of my chair. My elbows feel very comfortable at about a 45-degree angle each direction, making a good pyramid of power. Okay, we've got our pillars of power, we've got a pyramid of power. Everything's about power with the trumpet, okay? So let's sit nice and tall, front of our chair, feet are flat. I got my power stance here. First and second valve down on our trumpet, and we're going to play a nice E. Here's what it sounds like. Should feel really, really good. Let me try that one more time. If you need to go back and listen to an E so you can play it a bunch of times in a row, go for it. Just keep looping this part of the video and play that E a bunch of times with me. See if you can match the sound of my trumpet exactly, okay? I'll give you one more long E so you can match it. That's an E right there. 1 and 2, we call it an E because every grizzly bear deserves fish, okay? Now our second note, as we move up our staff here, is going to be right on that first space. That one right there is called an F, okay? And an F is going to be first valve. It's called F, my favorite saying for this, is because the spaces spell the word face. So I say face is for space. It works really, really good because it gets in your brain. It's easy to remember. Face is for space. So our first space is an F. On the trumpet, that's first valve right there, right on the pointer finger. It's going to be a little bit higher than the E. So once you got the E, you have to tighten your lips up like taking your rocket ship up into space to play the F. Here's the F. Listen to it once and then try it. I'm going to play it one more time for you, and this time I want you to try to play it with me, okay? 1, 2, ready. Awesome. F is first valve. It's on the first space of the staff. If you want to try a bunch of Fs, keep re-looping the video back to those two that I just played and try to play along with me, okay? Finally, our third note on the trumpet is going to move up just one more stair here, up to our second line. And if you remember my saying from before, every grizzly bear deserves fish, up the lines. Every grizzly bear, G. And G is going to use no valves. We call that open, okay? 0 is for no valves. 0 is also for open. So we call this an open G. If I play open G or second line G, that's what your band director is looking for. It's called a G because every grizzly bear deserves fish. Every grizzly bear deserves fish, okay? G uses no valves. So one thing we have to think about on this one, trumpet players, is keeping our fingers touching our buttons with that nice round tennis ball hand so that we can make sure that later when we need to play, we can push back down again. Nobody should be doing this or this with flat fingers like a salute. Keep those fingers round, okay? We're going to play G. As you can see, G is going to be a little bit higher than E and F. So tighter lips, pillars of power need to be strong, our nice tight corners. And we're going to tighten our lip across the middle just a little bit to get that note out. Here's a G, and let's see if we can play it together, okay? G is open valves. 1, 2, here we go. Nice. Now, a lot of people have trouble getting a G out when they're first starting, so I have a couple of tips for you. The first one is making sure our lips are very tight, making sure that our corners are very powerful, very flexed, and that our lips here aren't super gooey. The second tip, which is probably going to help a lot of us get there, is your air should be going very fast. So one way that I try to teach my kids how to do this is by whistling. If you can whistle low to high, like that, you'll notice that when you whistle low to high, your tongue bends up inside your mouth, almost like it's pushing into the roof of your mouth. Okay? So another way to think about this is by saying the word E. E. If you feel E, your tongue kind of arches, almost like an angry cat, kind of sticks its butt in the air. E. The tip of my tongue is still down, out of the way, but the back of my tongue lifts up like an angry cat. E. I call this cat air, hissing cat air. Shh. Shh. Because if we get that air moving fast, you'll notice that G comes out really easy. So let's try that one more time. If you feel like you're lower than me, shh. Hiss like a cat into your trumpet face. Poom embouchure, okay? So poom, good M, mouthpiece on. Let's play another G. Open fingers. 1, 2, a really good G. Easy enough. Now when you're done playing for a long time, you might notice some gurgling. You have 2 buttons on your trumpet. Those are your spit valves, your water keys. Find a safe place. Your band director has a plan for you. It might be a little pad that you have on the ground. It might be a trash can or a sink or a bucket. Make sure you dump your water, your spit out of your trumpet into one of those spots. Most of the time, we're not going to put it right on the floor unless your band director says that that's okay. Otherwise, you need to find a spot like a little pad, a towel, a bucket, a trash can, something like that. If you're at home, use a towel. I always put a towel down when I'm doing that, or into a sink or something, okay? But empty your spit if you're done for the day. Make sure there's no gurgle and no leftovers. The way you do that is you just blow air, no buzzing, nice open face, O, and then you push a button down. I'll do the other one. Not a whole lot in there, so I'm good for the day. Take that mouthpiece off by just giving a little twist. Trumpet lays back in your case the same way you found it. It's pretty easy to do. Right in there. Oh, I gotta flip mine around. Like this. And the mouthpiece should have a spot. You can see on my case it's right here. There's a little hole. So that goes right into the case like that. Close it, and don't forget to latch your case closed. Okay? So if you guys want to watch this video again, we're going to review how to assemble your trumpet out of the case, how to buzz those sirens, those rocket ships on your mouthpiece, how to hold your trumpet, and finally, our first 3 notes on the trumpet, which are E, F, and G, 1 and 2, first valve, and open. Remember, every grizzly bear deserves fish. F-A-C-E, face is for space. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something awesome. Be awesome trumpet players by practicing a little bit every day. Buzzing is the most important part, getting those lips worked out, getting them all flexed up. So make sure you're buzzing every day, playing your trumpet a little bit every day, and you're going to notice you're getting really good really fast. Good luck, band kids. Hope you have an awesome, awesome time, and enjoy the trumpet. It's the best.